Good evening. Following on from my previous FPL news video, I just wanted to give a bit more personal insight into what I'm doing at the moment. I'm currently around about 31k in the world, so not a bad start. It's probably my best start ever. And I just wanted to follow on from the midweek news, or mid-game week news, I should say, and give my 2 cents. So just coming back to this point that I made at the end of the last video, I really think we should make transfers as late as possible. I know it's easier said than done. Some of us have got busy lives. People live in different parts of the world, different time zones, of course, and I appreciate that. I myself got a bit greedy with a price transfer, a price increase and a price decrease. So I previously had Son, who I brought in on my wildcard in Gameweek 21, and I believe it's Thursday night, and one of the price prediction sites had Son going down by 0.1 million and had James Maddison, who at that point was on for a double game week, as a 0.1 increase. So I thought, well, I don't want to be 0.2 down. I've actually been making transfers quite late on, often on an hour, half an hour before the deadline. I didn't want, and my team value is not as high as it has been in previous seasons. So I thought, let's make an early transfer. However, that burnt me. A couple of reasons. The decrease on Sun didn't happen. The increase on Maddison didn't happen. And as I mentioned in the last video, the Leicester versus Burnley game was postponed in the end. So, and actually, when I took that out of it, Leicester's fixtures aren't looking fantastic. Leicester are still currently scheduled to play Tottenham, but it's really not looking an appealing look of fixtures. So I'm kind of regretting that move. I know it's easy to say in hindsight after Manchester United's 2-2 draw with Aston Villa and Bruno Fernandes scoring 2 goals, but I am pretty confident that had I left it till Friday evening when the first Game Week 22 fixture was played, I probably would have jumped on the bandwagon and done Son to Bruno Fernandes. I had the money in the bank, and as I mentioned in the last video, lots of people making multiple transfers to take out Mo Salah to Son to Maddison to someone else. So lesson learned there. I hope for myself, leave it as late as possible to make your transfer decisions. So I've got a few bits about here about my team. So Game Week 21 is when I played my wild card. Not as high as the average, and I did get a relatively medium red arrow. So a bit of a captaincy fail. I captained Antonio for the double game week for West Ham, and obviously Bowen was the good one with 21 points. So if you did captain Bowen, fair play, congratulations to you. But other than that, I was quite pleased with the wildcard overall. I'm quite pleased with my Kevin De Bruyne differential pick. I'm glad I held on to Cancelo. Triple Everton was probably the downside. I think the strong squad depth, and going back to my previous point about a strong bench, triple West Ham, I think Diop was a good buy. I've got the odd differentials I've mentioned with Dyer, Gray, and De Bruyne, and I've got a route back to Salah with 4 million in the bank. So bring it up to the live game week 22. Obviously, if the double game week's been slightly decimated, Cancelo doing well there, Alexander-Arnold, Keane. The less we say about that, the better. Jota disappointing owners as the goals are shared between the midfield, and Calvert-Lewin. Everton looking quite toothless, so I think triple Everton remaining a negative for me. And the Dyer injury. But for his price point for Spurs, I'll keep him. He looks like a nailed-on player. And as I mentioned before, okay, I've got the triple Everton, which isn't looking great, but I think a playing bench is good. I've got Barkman, the Watford goalie, who now doesn't look like he's playing, which was a bit of a rookie mistake. But you live and you learn. But I'm pleased with Kevin De Bruyne as he got that only goal against Chelsea. But if you're anything like me, what I'm a big fan of doing is having a look at the next game week, and this reassures me that this was a good wild card I played in 21. But when I look forward to 23 with some great fixtures here, the strong bench, and I'm happy with this going forward. So if you're having a bad game week, turn off your app, log out, take some time away, and maybe plan your team for the following week. Set up what we call the bus team and just unplug for a bit. But anyway, that's over and out from Rocky and Chester. I hope you have a great rest of your weekend, and look forward to seeing you soon. Cheers. Take care.